All right, Ed. So now we're on my show. What up, everybody? Welcome to No Hype. Today we are gonna do a no hype first. Ed, this is the intro. And we're gonna be talking about a hip hop beer. A lot of the people in hip hop are realming out into the world of beer, and today I'm gonna do my very first beer review on No Hype. Today, we have the Hackensack Brewing Co. AHOOGA. It's a Imperial Pilsner, 7.8 alcohol content, which is kind of like, that was a piece of ice falling in case you didn't know, which out of the 3 beers I drank today, and you guys have no idea that I have drank 3 beers prior to this because I've been on a podcast. I am on the Brews and Eats podcast hosted by Old Man Ed, who is actually on the phone right now. Say what up?
What up? What's going on? It's Brews, Beast, and Eats, the podcast. I am your host, Old Head Ed, man. It's a pleasure to be on No Hype remotely. This is dope, man. Lex, thank you so much for actually bringing this idea into the fold. I'm loving it.
Yo, thank you for having me. So Ed hit me up and he's like, yo, I want you to come on the podcast. Ed is from hometown, which is South Florida, Broward, Miami area, and he reached out to me a while ago. Just couldn't make it really happen at the time. I had some time to do it. Unfortunately, I couldn't actually make it down to where he usually does the podcast, so we're doing it remotely. So I got him on the phone here. I'm actually wrapping up his podcast, and in the middle of that, we are gonna be talking about this incredible beer that was sent to me by hip-hop legends. Now, when you talk about hip-hop and you talk about the type of people who have been around in hip-hop since day one, you have like the contributors of hip-hop, and then you have people who were involved in hip-hop before there was even a culture, before you could even before they knew to call it part of the culture, before they knew what they were doing was going to turn into this big huge thing. And you have a legendary group called the Awesome Two, and Awesome Two are responsible for a lot of music, but they're also responsible for the progression of the culture, right? When there were no radio hip hop shows, there was like Mr. Magic, there was Awesome 2, and if you listen to KRS-One, he says, I used to listen to Awesome 2 on WHBI. And that right there is how I knew who the Awesome 2 was, because to be honest with you, they were before my knowledge of my time finding out about hip-hop. And as I got older, I dug into crates and started paying more attention and understanding the stuff I was listening to, and I knew about Awesome 2. Teddy Ted from Awesome 2 reached out to me and he said, yo, I got a beer I want to send you. And I'm like, I was super excited because I'm like, yo, this guy just reached out to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know I know who Awesome 2 is. And they sent me this beer. And they actually sent me a dope care package, which they sent me the beer. And Teddy Ted sent me a t-shirt, which has the AHOOGA artwork on it, the same artwork that's on the beer. You guys can see it here. And if you're listening on the podcast, you could check out my show. And if you're watching the show, you could check out the podcast and hear the whole thing. And I was like, word. And he even guessed my size, got it right. But honestly, besides the beer and the shirt, my favorite part is this letter. He sent me a letter with this beer, and he signed it, and it says, hello Alex. He called me by my government, he didn't call me by my rap name. Teddy Ted, we need to work on that, buddy. He said, here is the Awesome 2 AHOOGA beer. I appreciate how you promote hip-hop for the collectors on your IG and your YouTube page, as I am a collector too. I definitely wanted you to have this ode to hip-hop collectible can from the Awesome 2, and he signed it, Teddy Ted, AHOOGA. Yes. So that letter to me is like the best part of it. And again, it's all about the story. So Ed, I'm gonna hand it back to you. Tell me what we're gonna do. Let's get this convo going. I'm ready to crack this beer open and share with my co-host Lucky.
Definitely. Yo, Lex, man, you did a hell of a job. I mean, I might even consider you as a stand-in a host for this show in the near future when I take a vacation. But you covered pretty much all the bases. You named it. You said it was from Hackensack Brewing Company. It's their AHOOGA. It is an Imperial Pilsner, and it clocks in at 7.8%, which you mentioned, and it's from New Jersey. An Imperial Pilsner, anything Imperial means that it's a bigger and fuller bodied version of the base style. In this case, the base style is the Pilsner. You could have also Imperial Stouts. So it's just a fuller, heavier beer than the original one. Also, Pilsners for 7.8, that's a pretty good ABV for a Pilsner. And yeah, I mean, you covered it, man. Awesome too, from the around from the inception. I mean, you can't celebrate 40 years of being on the airwaves without damn near being there at the beginning of hip hop. So, and that's what they're doing with this beer. So, yo, I mean, fellas, enjoy, and y'all let me know what you think.
I'm gonna crack this open right now. Ooh, okay.
We got a squirter.
We got a squirter. All right, let's see. Now, I'm surprised that this beer came intact, to be honest with you, because it traveled via the mail, and a lot of times when like Run the Jewels or other people have beer releases, they don't ship to Florida, and probably because the beer will not make it there. So I hope that this beer being shaken around and moved and traveling didn't damage its taste or anything like that, but we'll give it a chance. What does it smell like to you, Mike? It smells a little light like the other one, right? It smells it smells lighter than at least the clown shoes we just drank. No, doesn't taste lighter. It tastes more full, but very smooth.
Okay.
Definitely very smooth. I'm a fan of smooth. I really like this. Can I talk about the artwork on this for a second?
Please do.
So the artwork, it has Awesome 2 on here, and then it has crates, and the crates are labeled. It says Funk Rock and has Parliament Funkadelic in it, Miscellaneous, and then it has an Awesome 2 sticker on it with a Kool and the Gang record. It has a crate that says Hackensack, a crate that says Electro. It has a crate that says Funk and Soul, another crate that says Early Funk, Soul and Disco, Miscellaneous Hip Hop, Funkadelic, Soul, Jazz, 80s Funk, Rare Funk, and Funk. And ultimately, all of that is hip hop. 100%. Shout out to Teddy Ted and Special K, man. Thank you, Teddy Ted, for this. This beer is actually quite delicious.
If you go on to what was it, Hackensack Brewing, you can check to see if they do ship in your area. Another way to find out if they have the beer in your area is through Untapped. Cut the check. It's an app called Untapped. UNTAPPD.com, or you download the app, and you could if you're looking for certain beers in your area, you'll punch it into the search of that app, and it'll tell you if there's any nearby you. But you could always go straight to Hackensack Brewing, and they'll usually have like a check to see if we deliver in your area. There's also other apps that do kind of look to get those beers from you, but I'm not gonna mention any more names until like somebody puts the paper out. So it's all about get that paper, son. So I'm gonna
paper, son. Cut that check. Untapped. So yeah, check out Hackensack Brewing Co. And also, make sure to check out Teddy Ted and Special K on Instagram. When I edit this video down, I'll make sure to shout it out. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and don't forget to make sure to check out the Brews, Beats, and Eats podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. All right, check them out. You'll hear the full podcast with me on it, drinking beers. That's why my face is a little red right now. And yeah, peace.